My name is Eric Johnson. I'm the creator of Teamzy, and what I'm going to do tonight is I'm going to take you guys through some training. First on relationship marketing, which is the philosophy Teamzy's built on. Because Teamzy is not just a tracking app, it's actually an approach, it's a way of doing business, and it's based on principles that have been really refined and honed over many years in many businesses. Then I'm going to take you into Teamzy itself. I'll show you guys how to set it up, which is super easy. I'll show you how to do a power hour in like 20 minutes, actually. And in that power hour, I'm going to show you how to connect with people, to start conversations, how to take those conversations to invites, how to take invites and follow up like a pro. And then I'm going to take you guys through that follow-up process till you move somebody from prospect all the way over to a coach on your team. Okay, and when all that's done, it's going to be like, I'm going to go through so much content, you guys, it's going to be like taking a sip of water from a fire hose for some of you, but we're recording it, don't worry. And when all that's done, I'll do an open Q&A. Sound good? All right, so now here's the thing. I'm going to make sure everybody's muted, but if you like feel the spirit move you and you want to say something, you can unmute and do that. That's okay. I'm just muting you guys to, bring down the distractions. All right, let me do that real quick. Even though you already sound really quiet, such a good team. So well disciplined. See, good job, Lori. All right, let me jump right into my presentation. Without further ado, this is what we're going to talk about first, how to leverage relationship marketing to become a power hour boss. Here's the thing I'm going to tell you guys as I go through this. Even by the end of this call, you guys are going to feel so empowered. You're going to feel like total studs when you go to do your power hour. I'll show you how easy this is. Okay, so here's what we'll do. First, a little bit about my backstory for those of you who don't know me. I come from the coaching and consulting industry. That's been my career, my grown-up career. I've been helping people build their business. I worked for one of the top coaching and consulting companies in the real estate industry for almost 15 years. And in that industry, I had the opportunity to build some tech tools, which gave me some of the background. Now, my personal story, I was a Beachbody coach like you guys. And as a coach, I realized right away that I needed to figure out like how to leverage my time, how to be really efficient and organized. And so I went to look for the tools that I assumed must be there for coaches, and I really didn't find anything good. I mean, there was a couple of things that just weren't what I was looking for. So that's why we actually built Teamzy, which is pretty cool. All right, so let's jump back into the training. What is relationship marketing? What is relationship marketing? A lot of people hear this term and they think, well, it's just, it's about relationships and, it's like being nice to people and that sort of thing. And it is all of that, guys, but you need to understand that relationship marketing is actually a lead generation system. It's a lead generation system, okay? And that's a system that initiates consumer interest or inquiry into the products or services of a business. It's important to understand this, guys, because as business owners, our job is to generate leads, right? And we have to figure out what system works for us. Relationship marketing happens to be the most fun and most effective way to generate leads, which is why you're even here listening to me, right? But even before we get deep into this training, I want you guys to have a mindset shift, and that's this. Your business is not marketing home fitness programs and nutritional supplements. That's not your business. It's not the business you're in, okay? This is your business. Your business, you're in the lead generation business. That's your business. And no matter how busy you are, no matter how many coaches you signed up today or challenge packs you sold, if you're not doing lead generation work, you're not building your business, okay? And it's just a mindset as we get going. All right. Relationship marketing, it's a system. It's a system we follow. It allows us to serve and bring value first. We serve and bring value first. Also, when we invest systematically in relationships, people are more likely to want to do business with us and to recommend our business to others, right? This is common sense stuff. When we're helping people, they're more likely to want to help us. Also, we're able to create predictable and reliable results for our business. Okay, this is the cool thing about having a system to follow, is that it creates predictable and reliable results. And I'm going to show you guys in a minute how Teamzy takes your income goal and actually tells you what to do every day to hit it. Okay, and then we always know what to do next because it's a system. How cool is that? How many of you just want to know what to do next sometimes? You always know what to do next. It's a system. You just follow the system. I used to tell a story about how my first job when I was 14 was at Burger King, and they had this system. I had to go to Burger King University, and they actually had painted footprints where they wanted me to stand during my shift. Like, I could not mess that up, right? Like, you stand here, see where the footprints are, put a foot in each one. This isn't quite that much, but it will lead you like that. Okay, here's another important principle. Developing and deepening relationships is your paramount duty as a business owner. Developing and deepening relationships is your paramount duty as a business owner. So we're in the lead generation business so that we can develop and deepen relationships with those people. It's kind of cool, right? And that's our business. If I were to just kind of paraphrase it for you guys, basically our job is to meet new people and build relationships with them. That's it. Pretty cool. We just need a system that keeps us doing it efficiently. What we do with relationships is over time, we turn them into advocates. We turn them into advocates by investing time and providing outstanding service. Okay? And you guys know what an advocate is because you are advocates for all kinds of products and companies. Anything you like, especially things you love, you can't help telling other people about them, right? I mean, that's just the way people are wired, which is so cool. And most people approach this business as you need to churn through a list to find the yeses and discard the nos, right? We'll talk about that a little bit as we go. Our job is to turn everyone we know and everyone we're meeting into advocates. Over time, they're going to become advocates. Some will join our team and everybody will drive people to our business. It's pretty cool. No one gets left behind. This is like the Marines of network marketing. We leave nobody behind. We bring everybody forward with us. Okay, so here's another important principle. Relationship marketing depends on trust. Relationship marketing depends on trust. What do I mean by this? If you're a jerk, this ain't gonna work, okay? This does not work for jerks. People need to trust you to build relationships with them, okay? But the cool thing is, trust makes the work fun. See, because if somebody trusts you even just a little bit, you don't have to convince them, you don't have to sell them, you can get right to helping them, right? Which is why we're here. Also, trust takes away that icky salesperson feeling. You know that icky salesperson feeling that most of us are just terrified of being? If there's trust, that's not an issue for either party. And also, you get to go for yes. And I was kind of alluding to this a second ago. Instead of going for no's, we're going for yeses. Instead of saying, I went through my warm market, now what? You say, I've been through my warm market 4 times already this year, and they're getting warmer. Make sense? Okay, so how do you actually build trust? How do you go about it? Because the cool thing about this is there are ways to do this with relationships, and that's what Teamzy is really designed to help you do. So I'm going to go through the 4 essential ingredients to building trust. Okay, I'll go through them really quickly, you guys. I know some of you guys are furiously taking notes. I'll go through them quickly, and then I'll break them out for you. The first one is chemistry. Chemistry. Okay, the second ingredient is character. Character. The third is competence. Competence. And the fourth is consistency. Consistency. Chemistry, character, competence, consistency. All right, let's go through these really quick. Chemistry is where you have common ground with someone. What is it about you they can relate to? Right? Chemistry is where you have common ground with someone. What is it about you they can relate to? This is probably the easiest one, right? Because I know you guys are doing, a lot of you guys have identified niches, you've got attraction marketing campaigns, you're looking for a type of person that already has chemistry with you, which is great. Because basically the principle is this, you guys, it's really hard to trust somebody you don't like. Am I right? And so it's finding that common ground with someone. But the cool thing is as you're meeting people, maybe they don't fit your niche, maybe they're friends of people who came through that way. You just got to figure out where the common ground is. Ask questions and then listen to the answers, right? Listen. That's the most important thing. The second one is character. Character. Okay, character is when you demonstrate how much you care and that you're relatable. Character is when you demonstrate how much you care and that you're relatable. Okay, I want you guys to notice something about this definition. Character is not something you have, it's something you do. It's something you do. You have to demonstrate this. And a lot of times we feel like character is something intrinsic, like, like it's my integrity and how dare you question it, right? I know I get that way sometimes too. How dare you question it? But the truth is it's our job to demonstrate our care for other people. And that is how they learn to trust us and trust our character. Make sense? And seriously, guys, as you guys are looking at these ingredients, I want you to start thinking about, oh my gosh, okay, so like, for example, when I post on social media or when I message people, am I demonstrating these things? Am I finding common ground? Am I demonstrating my care? The third one is competence. Competence is when you demonstrate that you're good at what you do and you're a business person, right? Competence is when you demonstrate that you're good at what you do and you're a business person. I need to get in shape. Can I trust you to help me with that? Do you know what you're doing? Can you help me with my fitness goals? Can you help me get healthy? Can you help me get off my high blood pressure medication? Are you somebody that can help me with that sort of thing? Are you good at what you do? Are you a business person? What I mean by that is, hey, I'm thinking about building this business. Are you qualified to mentor me in building this business? Can you help me? Can you show me the ropes? And I need to know that, right? Competence is when you demonstrate you're good at what you do and you're a business person. It's important. And we need to be demonstrating our competence also in our communication, right? Let me ask you guys a question. Anybody on the call like a newer coach, new-ish? A couple people? Okay, great. And maybe your competence in one of these areas isn't as strong as Lori's is, right? Have you guys ever heard that phrase, fake it till you make it? You guys heard that? Okay. I'll bring up fake it till you make it because I just really want to encourage you guys not to fake it. Don't fake it. Anyone that tells you to fake it till you make it is not going to score high on the building trust level of relationship marketing. But you don't need to fake it. You know why? Because you just need to lean into the competence of your team. Your team is competent. Oh my gosh. So if you're new, don't fake it. Lean into your team. Lean into your upline. Point to their competence. Explain that you're going to plug into that together. Make sense? And then as you build it, and then seek to build it, seek to learn and seek to improve. Okay, chemistry, character, competence. Before I move on to the fourth one, I just want to give you guys a principle that underlies this, which is this. When somebody's going to do business with you, they really only care about three things. Can I trust you? Do you care about me? And are you good at what you do? Can I trust you? Do you care about me? And are you good at what you do? People ask these questions at a subconscious level, right? It's inside. But you need to understand that when people have objections, right? We get objections all the time in the business. All objections come from these questions. If somebody's raising objections, it's cool. I mean, overcome the objection, but know that you need to continue to work on the relationships till deep inside their hearts, these questions are answered. Because even if you overcome an objection, you get a sale today. Until you address the relationship and build the trust, that customer or that coach is not going to stay long term. Make sense? So remember, this is a process of constantly working to deepen trust with your relationships. Okay, let's talk about number 4, consistency. Consistency. How important is consistency, do you guys think, for a Beachbody coach? Right? Or for anything. How many people have kids on this call? How important is it to build trust with your children? How important is consistency? It's probably the most important thing, right? And one of the things I love, I'm going to give you this principle real quick, is this principle that people respect consistency and they desire it for themselves. People respect consistency and they desire it for themselves. Now, I always recommend this book when I talk about this. It's called Influence, Psychology of Persuasion. Has anyone read this book? So good. This actually talks about 6 different laws of social persuasion. Every single one you guys can apply in your business. Here it is right here. Here's a title for you guys to get this down. Highly recommended. But he talks about this idea of consistency and how much people desire it. Remember when we were kids, they called it peer pressure, that desire to be consistent with the people around us? But I mean, as an adult, we look at people doing the things we know we should do, and we really want to be with it, which is why as coaches, you guys get people saying things like, wow, you're so inspiring. Right? I've been following you on Instagram and you're so inspiring. I've been following you on Facebook and I'm so inspired by what I say. Have you guys ever heard that from people? Do you think it's because you have reached a level of perfection that they, I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I definitely don't see perfect when I look in the mirror. But people respect that they see you doing things consistently. That's what's inspiring. It's so huge, right? And that's why being consistent is so key to building trust. So let me ask you guys a question really quick. Are you consistent? Are you consistent? Are you a product of the product? Right? And I know there's probably a few of you that are going, why is the Teamzy guy asking me if I'm a product of the product? Here's why, you guys. The software is awesome. But if you're not the real deal, the software is not going to make the relationships happen for you. right? You got to be the real deal and be connecting with people. Does that make sense? Also, are you doing your workouts? Are you drinking your Shakeology? Are you committed to healthy living? Are you doing personal development work? All this stuff's important. You guys will see on the dashboard of Teamzy, it actually asks you to check off that you've done those things every day, because we know how important it is for you to be successful. And the main reason why it's so important is because the trust that you're building relies on you being consistent. So this usually describes us, right? Struggling but moving forward, not perfect but determined, working on it, right? Doing our best. Doing our best. So let me ask you guys the real checkup from the neck up question, which is this. Are you as consistent in your relationships? Are you as consistent in your relationships, right? Are you as consistent about staying in touch with people as you are about doing your workout every day or drinking your shake every day, posting on social every day, right? And I know that social media is amazing, and you're talking to the guy who absolutely loves social media. Like I think Facebook is like the greatest invention ever. Seriously, I think it's up there with like the airplane, especially in our business. How amazing is that? That we can connect with people all over the world and bring them into our business and train them, right? And like, it's amazing. So I know how powerful that is. And I know that you guys can do amazing posts and attract a following on social, and you can get people to respond and join the business and everything. But there are probably, for every single person who interacts with you on Facebook, there's probably 500 that don't, right? And that might even be conservative. That might even be conservative. The principle here is that people won't believe you till they see you. There are people watching you that are inspired by you, but they don't actually believe you're talking to them because you're not actually talking to them. They haven't heard from you. There are people on there that you know, like high school friends that are watching you, inspired by you, but they haven't heard from you since high school. So they don't believe you mean them when you say, hey, I'm looking for people to join my team or whatever. That's why reaching out one-on-one is so important and so powerful. So let me just give you guys this principle here, which is that relationship building is a contact sport, which means if we want to build a relationship with people, we need to actually be in contact with them. Okay, the principle is this, that investing time and connecting with people is the only way to deepen relationships. Investing time and connecting with people is the only way to deepen relationships. Does it have to be a ton of time? Not always. And I'm going to show you guys how you can make an impact with just a little bit of time. But first, I just want to kind of give you an example on this principle. Hold on, I'm going to stop my share for a second. Look at you guys for a second. How many of you guys have ever received a really great card, like a birthday card or anniversary card or whatever, from somebody, and in the card, they took some time and they wrote you a really beautiful message, hand wrote it, right? You guys ever get a card like that? And yeah, right? And you read the card like that and you like have an emotional response to it. Like it's deep, right? Now, let me ask you a question. When you were done reading the card, what did you do with it? Were you able to just easily throw that right in the recycling bin? Or no, right? No way. How many of you guys have heard me give this example? Did you keep that card somewhere? You save it, right? You have like a drawer or a box where there's a stack of them, hopefully. If you're married, I hope there's more than one in there. We can't throw them away because they mean so much. Now, at the same time, you get a postcard from the dentist or from, right, the local real estate agent. Happy birthday. Your name's slightly misspelled, right? Does that card go in a special place, or does that one get thrown right in the trash, right? It doesn't have the same value. The reason why those handwritten cards mean so much is because somebody invested their most valuable thing they have, which is their time. They gave you their time. And it made a deep emotional connection with you. It deepened the relationship. Now, here's the question too. Not only was it time, but it was undivided attention, which is now, that's its own category of rare. I mean, what gets undivided attention in our lives? Really? That's probably the only example I could think of. People don't even go to the restroom without dividing their attention anymore. It's crazy. Now, here's the thing. Without getting too far off on a tangent about writing personal notes to people, it's a huge part of building relationships. You guys should incorporate sending cards in your business plan if you haven't already done that. Every time you go to Marshall's or one of those places, get a pack of blank cards, because here's the thing I will tell you about that. Again, this is just a little tangent about this, but if I told you that I could sell you a marketing collateral piece that somebody would never throw away, wouldn't you buy it? If you write somebody an amazing card, like a challenger or a coach on your team, they will never throw it away. Right? I mean, just a little story. During the recession, I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about how the recession kicked my butt, and when I talk about my why in a little while. But I was laid off from my job. I had my dream job, 7 years, absolutely loved this job. I mean, I would have done anything for this company. I was laid off in the recession, and I had to go work for a new company. And I was scared to death to get a new job in the middle of the recession. And I remember I met with the CEO's secretary, right? And I was trying to charm my way into getting an interview with the CEO of this company for a job I was not qualified for. And I wrote her a really nice note thanking her for her time. Okay, so long story short, I got the job. I worked for this company for a year. And at the end of the year, I had an opportunity to go back to my old company. And so as I'm leaving and I'm signing my, my severance papers with the secretary of the CEO, I look behind her on her desk, and what do I see? My card on her desk 12 months later. Isn't that amazing? Okay, sorry, that was a tangent. It has nothing to do with Teamzy. However, Teamzy will let you record that you send a card to somebody as a connect type, just so you know. Okay, but we don't need to just send card. I mean, even just sending somebody a personal message has that, a little bit of that time investment of that and that one-on-one impact. Okay, and I'm going to show you guys how you can message 1 million people in like 12 seconds. I'm exaggerating, but it's very easy with Teamzy. All right, let's jump back in. We'll get into Teamzy and I can show you how to set this up. I think I have one more slide. All right, so we got this one. So you've got to be investing time in connecting with people. That's the way to deepen relationships. And remember, deepening relationships is the way we build the business. Okay, so what you need is a system. You got to have a system to do this. Nobody's good at it naturally, just so you know. People are good with people, but nobody's good at doing it systematically unless they have a system. You need a way to stay in contact with all your relationships. You need to know when you should contact them so that you're not spending too much time planning and you're spending more time doing. You want to know what you're going to say so you don't spend all day trying to get the perfect message. How many of you guys are like that? I'm like that sometimes. We know what we're going to say in general so that we don't have to spend too much time thinking. Also, we want to make sure that nobody ever falls through the cracks. How many of you guys have talked to somebody and they're interested and they're ready to go, and then they say, you know what, I'm not quite ready. And you say, okay, no problem. I'll connect with you again later down the road. And a month or two pass and you see on Facebook that they're, hello everybody, I'm a Beachbody coach. I'm like, what? You're a Beachbody coach? They signed up with somebody else. Has that happened to anybody? Anyone who's been in the business a year or so, that's definitely happened, and it sucks, right? But that's what happens. They fell through the cracks. I mean, you were there, you planted the seed, the idea, you watered it, you put sunshine on it, and then just when they were ready for harvest, you weren't there, somebody else was. So you need a system so that people don't fall through the cracks like that. All right, let me jump into Teamzy real quick. And we'll actually do this. Where are you? Bam. Here's my Teamzy. Okay, you guys see that? Okay, great. First thing we're going to do is set this up. So for those of you who aren't using it yet, you got to go to teamzy.com and get a free trial. It's 30 days free. You don't need to give a credit card or anything. It's just free. You can go use it for 30 days. You can fall in love with it on your own. Okay. And when you start your free trial, you'll be inside of a setup wizard. If you're one of those rapid people that just clicks buttons before you really read what's happening and you've already dismissed that setup wizard, that's me. You can relaunch it by clicking this little wheel right here, and it's right here. Okay. The setup wizard just helps you set it up. It just makes it really easy. And what we're going to do is we're going to do 3 things. We're going to set an income goal. And then Teamzy is going to take that goal and tell us what to do to hit it. We're going to create a powerful why so that you will be protected against the natural inclination to quit. We'll talk about that. And then we're going to get all your contacts in so that you can be super mega organized and start impacting people's day. All right, let's get started. First, we're going to set an income goal. So here's what I want you guys to do. I want you to take a minute and think about what income level you'd like to be at 12 months from now. Okay? So what income level would you like to be at 12 months from now? If you're already making 6 figures or more with your Beachbody business, I want you to think about how much money you'd like to add to the business personally over the next 12 months, like how much your activities will add, okay? So you can see I put $150,000 in mine as my number. So put the number in that you think is realistic and then add a little bit to it. I just want you guys to stretch a little bit, okay? Because you're going to be blown away at how efficient you are using this tool. Okay, so I put in that number. I'm going to click continue. Now it actually has done some math in the background. It's run through our algorithms, and it's basically telling me that I need to connect with 4,348 people over the next 12 months in order to create the business that will give me that income. Okay, how many of you were planning on this year talking to 4,000 people? Anyone? It's a lot, right? But listen, do you guys know how to eat an elephant? How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. One bite at a time. All right, so here's the thing. 4,348 sounds like a lot, but if I break this down, it's really not. Let me go to the next page here, and it's going to give me some bite-sized chunks. Now, what it did was it took that number and it divided it into 3 groups: prospects, customers, and coaches, right? Which everyone in the world, you know, falls into those 3 categories for us. Then we're going to break that down yearly, monthly, weekly, and daily. So that huge number now is something I can handle. It's connecting with 9 prospects a day, 6 customers, and 4 coaches on my team. That's not even 20 people. And from those 20, those 9, I got to make, I'm going to make this 10 so that it's 20. I got to have an even number. You can change these to anything you want. You just type over it, okay? That's a suggestion. And then from these 20 people I'm going to connect with every day, I'm going to create 3 invites, and I'm going to look to add 3 new people to my list every day. Okay, so that's my job. If I can do this, if I can focus on this every day, then that big number takes care of itself. Then the big goal happens. Make sense? Here's the principle here, guys. If you can keep your focus small, you can build your business big. If you can keep your focus small, you can build your business big. Okay, so that's done. Whatever you put in those boxes, when you click continue, it's now saved to your dashboard. Your dashboard is set up to your goals. Now the next step is finding your why. Finding your why. This is a big deal. This is a big deal. You got to find your why. And I know you guys have heard a lot of people talk about finding your why, right? You guys have probably talked about it a little bit as a team. You have to have a powerful why, otherwise, you know. You guys know what I'm talking. How many of you guys actually have a written why? Like a statement, like here's my why. A couple people, awesome. I'm just gonna, look, I know that this is something I'm really passionate about. So it's totally unrelated to the software working, but we know that you need this or you won't be successful. So I just need to touch on it for a minute. You guys need to understand that 50% of all Beachbody coaches quit the business in the first year. 1 out of 2 will quit in the first year. How many of you guys have been a coach for more than a year already? So you guys have experienced this with the people that you're bringing in. Congratulations, making it past that first year. The reason why people quit is easy. We quit. That's what we do as people. We quit. The only time a human being doesn't quit is if they have a strong enough reason not to. This is why you hear people saying, you need to find your why. And the thing about it, you guys, is it's true. If you don't know why you're in this business, like really know, you will be defenseless when challenges come up against you. And it will be easy to quit because you won't have a reason to persist through those challenges. And the challenges can be an accident. It could be something brutal like a health problem. It could be a personal tragedy. It could be an economic recession, right? Or it could just be something as simple as, hey, I don't really feel like doing it today. And if you have 3 days in a row like that, that's like the end of your business. Are you guys with me? It's so important to have a why. Now, here's the thing. People get this, but they don't really know how to do it. So I'm going to show you right now in 5 minutes how to find your why. You guys ready? It's not that hard once you know what to do. And we've been through the classes and the coursework on this, and we've just given you a simple tool in Teamzy to help you kind of get your mind around this. So let me show you what it is. It's just some questions that you ask yourself and you answer for yourself. It gets your mind thinking about it. And I'm going to take you through my story as we do it, just as an example. Obviously, your story will be a little different. But you answer these questions. Why'd you become a coach? Why'd you become a coach? Okay, so here's my story. I bought, don't get mad at me for this, I bought P90X at Costco. It was there. It was like a big pallet of P90X, you know, right there next to the 12 packs of beer or 48 packs of beer. It's Costco. And I bought it. I bought it. And it took me about 5 years to do it because I didn't have a coach. But when I finally did do my P90X, I lost 60 pounds. It was a big change. And everyone that I saw said, oh my gosh, what are you doing? And guess what I told them? P90X. it got to a point where it was 3 or 4 times a day. And my wife said to me, you should be getting paid for this. That's why I became a coach, everybody. See the deep? Eric Johnson's so deep, lover of people. No, I thought that made sense. So I called a friend of mine who was a coach and signed up. What did you hope to accomplish? Second question. And I remember asking my sponsor, do you think I could make $500 a month extra doing this business? And he said, yeah, absolutely. I think you could. I said, great. That was what I hoped to accomplish. Now, guys, you can see, again, not that deep. But then the next question, why is that important to you? Now, for me, I wanted to save that money. I thought if I could make $500 a month and put it into my savings account, that would be worth the effort. Why is that important to me? Because as I mentioned before, when the recession hit, my job was helping real estate agents become successful. Well, the real estate market completely disappeared for 12 months, if you guys remember. I know some of you guys were probably in the same boat that a lot of people were, lost homes, went upside down, all that stuff. And I got laid off, and anyways, long story short, my family, by God's good grace, made it through the recession, and we didn't lose our home, and we hung on by fingernails, but it was stressful. But during the 6-year period, we did not save anything. There were no savings. We had no savings account. I know some of you guys can probably relate. We had no savings account, just nothing got saved. $500 a month in a savings account, that was so exciting to me just a couple of years ago. Next question, what would achieving this mean for you and your family? And the first thought I had was we could buy a new house. And it's funny, Lori and I were just talking about how we're moving the beginning of May into a new house. But when I first thought of this, I thought, wow, it'd be great to have a new house because my wife and I now have 4 kids. And it's crowded. I mean, I'm literally out in the office in the shed right now talking to you guys because there's kids running all over the other house and a big dog. So I thought, wow, it'd be cool if we could buy a new house. Now it gets to this last question. You guys tracking with me? This whole process is like 15 minutes. I mean, just seriously, maybe even less if you guys are quick. Why is that meaningful? How does this make you feel? Why is that meaningful? And this one took me a little while. I had to think about this for a minute, but here's what I realized. Buying a new home, it's not meaningful. It's really not meaningful. It's not meaningful. But when I started thinking about how it made me feel, here's what I realized. It was symbolic. It was symbolic. You see, it's not that we needed a new house. It's that deep down inside, I knew that my family, like the relationship I had with my family, it wasn't healthy. I never saw my kids. I was always working. They get up in the morning and I'd say goodbye to them. They're still in their pajamas. When I got home from work, they were in bed already getting ready for sleep. That was my relationship with my kids. My son, who had just started kindergarten at the time, always called me by the name of his kindergarten teacher instead of daddy. Like he'd have to every time and correct himself. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is terrible, right? I'm working all the time. And for what? Hadn't saved money in 6 years. Constantly stressed about losing my job. I know you guys can relate. This is normal stuff. I'm realizing now at this point in the process, this Beachbody opportunity, it's more than $500 a month, maybe for the savings account. This is actually an opportunity to create the life that I want to have with my family. Does that make sense? And guys, your why is more than just what you want. It's also who you want to be. What kind of person do you want to be versus who you are right now? So you go through this process and you think it through. And then in the very last box, you create your why statement. This last box, my why, will be published to your dashboard and it will be there for you to look at every day because there are going to be days where you don't feel like doing this. Even though it's like 30 minutes, I'm going to show you how easy and fun it is. There's going to be days you don't feel like doing it. And your why needs to be like a smack in the face to go, no, get it done. This is important. So here's my why, and it's your sample why on your account. Here's the why I wrote just over 2 years ago when I first did this process. To create a life where I never have to worry about money again. That's a big one, right? I enjoy quality time with my family. I'm present for my children on a daily basis. I'm healthy and I'm full of energy. Simple, right? I wrote this down. But here's the thing, guys. This is so important because when I wrote this down, something changed inside me. Something changed inside me. I put on armor against the lack of motivation that is normal. I put on armor against challenges and naysayers because now I was working towards something that was worth working towards. Extra money, you could take or leave, right? So don't skip this step. I know it's easy to skip it, but go through this process, think it through. Now, here's the cool thing about the why. The why is going to change over time. It's going to get deeper. It's going to move just like anything else. In fact, this why, I need to redo this why because this is just like a Tuesday morning for me now. This is my life. And some of you know the story of when I wrote this why. The first time I wrote it, I started building the shed, which we're standing in right now. My wife's like, what are you doing? I said, I saw it on Pinterest. It's called a shoffice. I'm building a shed to build an office in so I can run my business when I quit my job. She said, when are you quitting your job? I said, it's very soon. And I left my corporate job within 3 months of writing this down. Don't skip this step. It's so important. Okay. And guys, as you are duplicating with your team, help them through this process. It's so important. It's so important. Every single person you can help not quit, you're helping them be successful. It's helping your team too. Okay. All right. Sorry. That was a little passion tangent. Now we're back into setting up Teamzy. Last step is getting your contacts in. Okay. So this is pretty easy. We've made this as easy as possible. Anyone who's used any other CRM like Salesforce or anything like that, you know what a pain it is. First thing you're going to do, these are videos that help you. By the way, there's also a university section in Teamzy with tons of videos and FAQs that will help you too. So first we're going to go to Coach Online Office and you're going to get your coach list, right? Personally sponsored coaches I recommend because as you become a total stud and have a huge team, those are the people you're going to focus on. Then you're going to get your customer list exported. Okay. And again, there's instructions. You're going to put them in, but put them in this order. Pay attention, guys. I know some of you are sleepy right now, but when you do your imports, coaches first, then customers. That will help put everybody in the right category. Okay. Then you're going to get your Facebook list, right? You get all your Facebook friends and import them in, which is cool. And then you can actually be super organized with them instead of just going through Messenger trying to figure out who you're going to talk to today. And then if you're using another CRM or you have contacts in other places, they can import in as a CSV file. Okay, so here, I'll actually do one of these real quick for you. I just downloaded my Facebook file the other day. Where is it? Hold on, it's right. You see, I do a lot of this stuff. Here it is. We'll actually do in real time. So I'm going to import some contacts. There's my Facebook list. So, and then you can do cool things too. See, it's all ready to go, but I can also turn on advanced import so I can add a tag because I like to tag them where they're coming from. So I'm going to tag them as Facebook friends and bring them in. All right. So you can see how quick they come in. There's almost 1,800. They're going to be in like 10 seconds. There it is. Bam. Great. Now there's one more step to setting up, and that's ranking your contacts. We're going to rank contacts on a 5-star system, just like you do Netflix or Amazon or anything, right? Yelp. 5 stars is awesome, 1 star not so much. And the reason why we're going to rank our contacts is Teamzy is going to actually create your Power Hour list forever. You never have to think about that or plan it. And they're going to do it based on how you prioritize your relationships. See, here's the principle. If you want to prioritize your time, you have to prioritize your relationships. And that's because with relationship marketing, you need to spend more time with the best people. You need to spend more time with the best people. Okay, and we do that by ranking them. So here's what the ranks mean. A 5-star, this is somebody that's most likely to become a customer or coach, or they're an existing customer coach that's a rock star. Okay, they're going to come up on your list, your up next list to connect with, just to make their day every 30 days. Okay, 4-star people, these are people that are likely to become a customer coach with a little nurturing, or they're existing people on your team that are just solid performers. They're going to come up on your list to make their day every 60 days. 3 stars, everyone's a 3-star to start because they can kind of go either way, right? They're going to show up on your list every 90 days. You're going to connect with them every 90 days. This is how you keep those relationships moving and warming and deepening. And then 2 stars are getting a little colder. They're showing up every 120 days. And then 1-star people are the people that they're kind of on your list, but you're not really actively reaching out to them, right? They're just there. Okay, so let's jump in and do this real quick. So it'll take, after the import, it takes you right to your list. It's in rank mode. See, that's turned on. Normally it looks like this. And now you can just bang down your list and you can just click on people and rank them. Now, here's the cool thing. Everybody's going to start out as a 3. With the exception of your do not contacts from Beachbody, there'll be 1s. But everyone else will start out as a 3. So you don't actually have to rank everybody. You just need to go down your list and look for the 4s and 5s and kind of promote them up. Make sense? So once you get that, once you get through that first cut of your list and you got people ranked, you can just toggle away because it saves as you go. We're gonna go do our power hour. Okay, so you're all set up now. Let me give you a quick tour of the dashboard, and then I'm gonna take you through power hour. So here's the dashboard. Couple things, right? Your name will be there. This is your rank. You can change this as you rank up. Your navigation's here on the left. There's the university I was telling you about with all those FAQs and cool stuff. Here's your why that we wrote. And if you want to ever edit this, you just click right here on my why. It takes you back to that. If you want to look somebody up who's not on the dashboard, you just look them up right here. Okay, that'll take you right to their contact record. If you want to add somebody new to your list after you've done your imports, you just click that, add them. Super easy. By the way, you can do all this after setup. You can do all of what I'm showing you right now on mobile. I'll show you that at the end. Now, your today's activities, these are your goals for the day. And our goal was to connect with 10 prospects, 6 customers, 4 coaches, invite 3 people, add 3 people. Okay? Great. And as we start doing it, you'll see numbers go up on those boards. Your dailies are things you need to do to be consistent. Did you post on social today? Did you do personal development work? Did you drink your shake? Did you do your workout, right? Just little things keep you consistent, little accountability tools. The magic happens here. Who's up next? This little box right here is where the magic happens, okay? This is where we do our power hours. So now check this out. We've got 4 lists on who's up next. Prospects, customers, coaches, and our follow-ups, okay? Prospects, customers, coaches, and follow-ups. 4 lists that we're gonna work in our power hour. Now, follow with me, you guys. This is super easy. Look at the first person on my list. It's Lori. Oh, that's a setup. Didn't happen. She didn't just come up naturally today. I set that up, but it's still fun. All right, so Lori's the first person on my list. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to connect with Lori. Now, a couple of things. One of the things I told you guys in this was that you need a system, and part of your system is to know what you're going to say. I don't want you spending all day trying to think of what to say. So we've created a whole bunch of really great little scripts that you can use. And now just see this button right here where it says scripts? I'm going to click on that first. And I want Facebook scripts because I'm going to message Lori through Facebook. I told you guys already, I love Facebook. Like I use Facebook. Whatever you guys use, maybe you're using Instagram, Snapchat, whatever. There's scripts for all of it, okay? But I'm going to use Facebook. So this first connect, I've got a bunch of connects in here. Here's one right here. Hi, Jane, just stopping by to say hello. How are you? Hope your day is awesome. Right? Maybe I should give her this one. It's been a while since I checked in with you. How are you? Hope all's going great. And it has been like a year since we've talked, since we've messaged, right, Lori? I think it has. All right, so look, here's what I'm gonna do, you guys. I'm gonna copy the script. It's copied to my clipboard. Now what I'm gonna do is, I've got Facebook open in another tab. You have to actually send the message through Facebook, okay? Facebook doesn't let other apps use it. But I've got it open, and it'll only take me a second to look her up. There she is. Okay. There's my hover message. Okay, see? Yep. Last time we talked was like a year ago. Now check this out. I'm gonna just paste that message right in there from my clipboard. I'm gonna change the name from Jane to Lori. I'm gonna send her that message. Hi, Lori, it's been a while since I checked in with you. How are you? Hope all's going great. Simple message. Now, this is called a connect for a reason. Am I sending her an invite to a group? No. I just want to connect. My goal is to make her day. Make her smile, think, oh, that was cool, right? It's called getting in the make someone's day mindset. My goal, again, worst case scenario, she says, that was nice, and doesn't respond, and thinks of me. Best case scenario, she responds. Now I get to have a conversation with her. With me? But anyways, whether or not she responds, I'm not worried about that right now. I am just going to copy this message and jump back over to Teamzy. Looks like she might actually be responding to me, which is good. See, it works. It works. All right, so I copied that. The reason why I copied the message is because I'm just going to log it here. I'm just going to log it so that I have a record of it. Now, you don't have to copy and paste the message if you don't want. You can just put a note saying connected, okay? But the biggest thing is I want to log in Teamzy that I'm connecting with her so that I can move down my list. So look, I've got it all set up there. It was a Facebook message. I'm going to hit log connect. Watch what happens to Lori and watch what happens to my dashboard. So I log that. Now I have a 1 on the board, and the next person on the list has moved up. Lori's off my list. Now, I'm not going to worry about Lori right now because I need to keep working on my list. The next person on my list is Jay. So I'm going to toggle over to Facebook again. I'm going to look up Jay. Okay. And I'm going to send Jay a message. I'm going to send her, by the way, I'm going to send her the same message. I'm going to change the name. Okay. Don't worry, Jay works for me, so it's okay that we're sending the same message to each other all the time. See how quick that is? I didn't even have to think about it. I'm just going to use the same message really 10 times in a row, let's be honest. Okay, I'm going to log it. In fact, let me just do it one more time just for fun, because I actually haven't talked to my friend Ann in ages. She's a real estate agent I used to consult with way back in the day, who works in like one of the best real estate markets ever, which is Palo Alto, California, where like, you know, a sugar shack is like $1 million. So look, I'm gonna send her the message. I haven't talked to her in over a year. Change the name again. So you get the idea how quickly you can do this, right? And you just go down the list. Some people respond, some people don't, and it's totally cool because over time, people become more responsive. Okay, so we got 3 done. How quick do you think you could do all 10 of those? You do it in like 10 minutes, right? All right, great. And by the way, you can do your own scripts. You can take the scripts we have, you can edit them and save them as your own. You can have them in there, so it's ready to go. Okay, so when you're all done with your prospects, now you're gonna move over to the next list, which is customers, okay? And again, we've got scripts for customers, which is great. You can use those. You're gonna start messaging customers. It's so key that you're in touch with your customers. And I talk to coaches all the time who have tons of customers that they're not in contact with. Guys, if you get anything from this call, please get this. Your customers are a gold mine for you. Okay, so I'm going to give you 3 reasons why you should be in touch with your customers really quick. And I'm going to try not to go off on a tangent because I have a full 60-minute training on this saved in the university. You can go watch it another time. The first reason is you guys aren't selling leggings. No offense. But I mean, my house, Lululemon has their own bedroom in my house of storage, so I get it. But my point is that people need your help. I mean, how many people have you met who did one challenge pack and boom, my life's changed, thanks. They need to constantly connect with you in order to continue to be on the path to health because they will go back to their old ways, right? Ourselves included. That's the number 1 reason, is that you're a coach and they actually need your help. The second reason is from a business standpoint, for them to be on the journey means that they need to continually buy and drink Shakeology. They need to continually be doing programs and plugging into challenge groups, right? That's good for business. That builds volume for your team. That builds volume for you and builds passive income. Like, you want people to continue using the products. How many of you guys get that email from Beachbody that says, last year your average Shakeology customer was on Shakeology for 6 months? And you're like, that sucks, 6 months. Maybe that's good, I don't know. My point is if you want that number to be bigger, you need to be in touch. You need to be in touch. And it doesn't take much. Just, hey, I'm just checking in with you. I mean, we've got some great scripts here. My favorite one, by the way, my favorite one for a customer is this one. Where is it? Ma'am. Hi, Jane, just checking in to see if there's anything I can do to make your day. How easy is that? Just send them a little message, connect with them. Now, the most important reason to stay in touch with customers is this. How many of you guys have ever wondered how you're going to get to Success Club this month? Anyone ever had that question enter their mind? I think it enters all coaches' minds, but here's the thing I want you guys to know. If you're wondering where am I going to get the next customer from, you need to know this principle, which is universal. The best, hottest source for a new customer is a current customer. The best and hottest source for a new customer is a current customer. Someone who's using these products and getting a result is talking about them to everybody. They're like vomiting all over everybody. They don't even know it. They're not even promoting it for any gain. They just can't help themselves. People are asking them about it. If you're in touch with those people and intentional about it, you can get introduced to all the people they're talking to and never worry about hitting SC. In fact, I did a training on this, so I'm not going to go off on it right now. It's in the university. You guys can get to it from your free trial. It's called How to Hit SD Every Month. Okay, and it's all about how to connect with customers. If you've had one person do a challenge group and get a successful result, you can leverage that person and never worry about Success Club again. Okay, it's pretty simple. It's pretty simple. It's just about being intentional and just connecting with them. Okay, so you want to be in touch with your customers. It's huge. Okay, you've got to be in touch with your customers. Next, when you get all your customers connected with, our goal is 6, then you're going to connect with coaches on your team. That's why we call it Teamzy. It's all about connecting with your team and building that community with your team. And here's what I will tell you guys. Having a Facebook group, doing a weekly team Zoom, that's not the same as a relationship. Remember we talked about how coaches, 1 out of 2 quit? You need to be connecting with them. That's it. Just sending messages, connecting with them, letting them know you care about them one-on-one. Okay? So you're going to go through prospects, customers, coaches. You're going to connect with all of these guys, and you'll be done in like 20 minutes. In this example, is 20 people. Pretty cool, right? Now we've got one more list, follow-ups. Now, if you're new and you're getting in here, there's nobody on the follow-ups list. So how do people actually get on the follow-ups list? This is where the cool thing happens. So you guys, in this example, we just messaged 20 people. And it was a combination of prospects, customers, and coaches, but we just messaged 20 people. The typical response rate for a personal message like that is about 50%. So we can expect that we will, in general, create 10 new conversations. So now we've got people responding. We've got 10 conversations started. Some of those conversations are just like, hey, thanks for reaching out. Or you get my favorite, which is actually my least favorite, is this, like the emoticon of the thumbs up. Right? And some people won't respond, which is fine. Now, here's the thing. You've got these 10 conversations going. Now you're going to start using your training to engage with them. And here's the goal. The goal is not to get to an invite. I'm just telling you guys because it's counterintuitive. The goal, remember, is to make their day. The goal is to find a way to help them, to uncover a want or a need that you can help with. If that is what you focus on, guys, you'll have plenty of opportunities to invite. Trust me. This is the beauty of relationship marketing. It all comes from the heart. Somebody may just need, I saw Lori talking about getting her roof done. Maybe someone needs a roofer that does great work and is honest. Oh, I saw you're getting your roof done, or whatever. It could be anything. Now, out of those conversations, though, as you're having the conversations, there will be opportunities to talk about the business. What are you doing, or how's it going, or how's the Beachbody thing going? It's going great. Oh, I could use a Beachbody. That was my favorite thing, by the way, and I don't know why. It was so common. Every single month, somebody said, I could use a Beachbody. Ha, 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 LOL. And I was like, cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. What I'm hearing is that I can help you, right? So I loved it when people made sarcastic comments about the name Beachbody, because that was just like, well, why don't you? Let's get to work. What are your goals? Okay, so let me use an example. So we sent a message to Lori, right? We sent a message to Lori. She already responded. Now we're having a conversation. We're catching up. We're talking about what's going on in our lives, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And we get to talking about fitness, right? So in this example, we're talking about fitness. She's like, hey, I think I'm ready to get started, right? So we're going back. How many years, Lori? We'll pretend I'm the coach that discovered you. So we're going back to that first moment, and she wants to, get the baby weight off and get fit again, and just pretend she's not like so diesel right now for this story. Okay, so as this is all happening, we're talking, and I would typically say, let's get on the phone and talk a little bit more so I can get your goals and really figure out what would be the best program for you. So we're talking, I'm asking her questions, taking notes, and it's like, you know what, Lori, I think 21 Day Fix might be a great place to start. This is just an example, right? So here's how it works, and she's super excited. She's excited. Why is she excited talking to me about this? How many people are really excited about eating in a disciplined way, foregoing their favorite treats, and agreeing to work hard every day? Nobody's excited about that. The reason they're excited is because you're giving them hope with a plan. Hope with a plan. Write that down, you guys. That's what you sell. Hope with a plan. She's excited because she feels hope, and she knows that I have a plan to get her there. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go, look, here's what I'll do, Lori. I'm going to send you an email right now that has all the information on 21 Day Fix and Shakeology. And in that email, it also has a link for you to order your challenge pack like we discussed. I'm going to send that to you now, and I'll check in with you tomorrow and see if you have any questions. Sound good? She says, great. Okay, so however you guys send the link, email, whatever, the coach app, whatever you do. Let me show you how to do it. So I'm going to look her up in the lookup bar to find her again. There she is. Okay, that's going to bring me to her contact record. All right. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to click connect because I want to log that I'm sending her this invite. I'm just going to write 21 DFX. I guess it's just DF, whatever. All right. And then I'm going to select that it was an email. And see this little invite button right here? I'm going to click it. This is an invite connect. It's a special kind of connect. Now it's going to log in the system that I'm sending her an invite. It's not just a conversation anymore. I'm going to select the type. I've got a few choices. I'm going to choose challenge group. Okay. Great. Now, before I log this, I need to set a follow-up. This moves her over to my follow-up list. This is where I want everybody that I'm actively engaging with that's interested in some way of the business. I'm going to be following up with them, right? Right now it's set to default, which is 30 days. That's not going to work because when did I say I'd connect with her again? Tomorrow. So now I'm going to set the follow-up for tomorrow. Now check this out, guys. When I log this, now I've got a follow-up set for her. When I go to my dashboard tomorrow to do my power hour, I connect with prospects, then customers, then coaches. When I get to my follow-ups list and I work my list, she's on my list. See that? This is how she cannot fall through the cracks. Now, I'm going to show you guys now how to follow up like a pro on this invite. Just really quick. This is going to be worth hanging in there with me for a couple more minutes. Have you guys ever heard this statistic? 80% of all sales happen between the 7th and the 10th follow-up. Have you guys heard that? 80% of all sales happen between the 7th and 10th follow-up. Okay, you guys have heard that. How many of you believe that's true? Awesome, because it is. Great. How many of you actually follow up 10 times with the same person? Anyone? Awesome. There's your new rising star right there. She's right there on my screen. Okay, here's the thing. Most people won't follow up 10 times. There's two main, I think there might be more than two. These are the two I think. One is to follow up 10 times takes an incredible amount of organization. You have to be so organized to follow up 10 times on somebody and not lose them. So most people don't have that. You can have that with Teamzy, but most people don't have that on their own. But the main reason people don't follow up 10 times is because they feel like they're a nag. They don't want to bug people. How many of you guys are worried about that? Right? And that's an issue. Now, here's the thing I want you guys to understand about this. First of all, I'm going to teach you in a minute how to follow up and never be annoying. Right? So if you hang in there, you'll get that. I'm going to teach you how to do that. How to follow up and never be annoying. But you have to understand this, you guys. I joked about the fact that you're not selling leggings. You're actually helping people transform their life and their fitness and their health and their self-image. Right? Sometimes you're actually helping save their life. Correct? It's a big deal. Now, here's the thing. You guys probably know all this stuff, so bear with me if I'm kind of repeating stuff you know. But have you guys heard that 80% of all of our actions come from our subconscious mind? Like 80% of everything we do comes from our subconscious mind. How many of you have driven home from work and don't know how you got home? Right? It's scary because it happens a lot, right? But our subconscious mind runs us. Here's the thing you also need to know. Our brains like stability. Our subconscious mind does not want change to enter into your world. And you are representing change, hard work, a change in habits, right? So those people who you're talking to that are interested, they're really excited. And then as soon as they hang up the phone, 80% of their mind takes over and it says, we're not changing. So what does that mean? It means that probably like 95% of the people you talk to who are excited suddenly aren't answering any of your follow-ups. Does that happen to anybody? It happens all the time. I would say like 95+% of the people that are excited will not answer your follow-ups, at least not even the first 5 or 6. And the reason why, guys, is that's the way we're wired. We are wired against change. It's subconscious. They're not consciously snubbing you. They're subconsciously avoiding change. Now, here's what you guys need to know. Now that we've identified that is the way people are, it's not personal, and our heart is to help them change, what does this mean? It means this. Write down this principle. Following up is an act of love. Following up is an act of love. It's not a nag. It's an act of love. It's the only thing that's going to help these people get out of their own way. So the first thing I want you guys to do is get that mindset. Write it down on a little sticky note, put it on your computer screen. Following up is an act of love. I need to follow up. This is how I love people. Failing to follow up is communicating to them that you just don't care enough to follow up with them. Fine, just stay in your life unhealthy and unhappy with yourself. We don't want to be that person, right? Okay, so here's the thing. Here are the 2 principles that will let you follow up a million times and not be annoying. Are you guys ready? They're really easy too. The first principle is this: never ask someone to do anything in their follow-up. Never ask someone to do anything. Don't ask them to call you back. Don't ask them to message you back. Don't ask them to just tell me once and for all if you're interested or not so I can move on. Don't ask them, would you just hurry up and buy your challenge pack already? The follow-up, we don't ask them anything. We just remind them. The goal is this: we are going to reconnect them to that feeling of hope for a second. Our follow-ups are actually reprogramming their brain to believe that the hope can happen. Okay, so first thing we do is we don't ask them to do anything. And I'm just going to give you an example. Stacy, you're in the middle of my screen, so you're my example. Stacy, if I call you and I leave you a voicemail that says, "Hey, Stacy, it's Eric. Can you please call me back?" It's like the most annoying. Isn't that the most annoying message ever? Why are you calling me? First of all, why are you calling me? Who calls anybody? And why do I need to call you back? Like, why? I'm busy. It's annoying, right? But if I just said, "Hey, Stacy, I was just thinking about you today." First of all, I wouldn't call you. I'd send you a message. But my point is, if I don't ask you to do anything, if I just say, "Hey, it's Eric. You don't need to call me back. It's all good. I'm just checking in with you. Checking in with you like I told you I would." Okay? So then it's not annoying. It's like, okay, that was kind of nice. So I'm going to show you guys how to do that. Now, the second thing is this. When you send that follow-up message, it needs to be short enough that they can read it on their notification screen of their phone without opening the message. Why? Because they don't want you to know they've seen it. Right? Isn't that the way you guys operate? Make it easy on them. We don't want to be a nag, but we want them to see it. Make sense? Okay, so those are your 2 principles. Short enough they can see it on the notification screen so they can pretend they haven't seen it because you know they're going to see it. It's like crack. Oh, look at a message, right? You know they've seen it, but you don't want to be annoying with it. Okay, so let me show you how to do this in Teamzy. It's so easy. Okay, so we're going to go back in. I'm doing my power hour. I get to Lori. It's time to follow up with her. Great. I need to send her that first follow-up. I'm going to go to scripts. Now, just so you guys know, as your Christmas present from me, I put 10 follow-up scripts in here, 10. So you can actually go follow up 1 through 10 in order and not have to think and just use the scripts. How cool is that? Look, let me show you. I'll grab the first one, just my favorite one. Follow up number 1. Hi, Jane, just checking in like I promised I would. What questions do you have for me? Look, so I'm going to copy that script, right? And I'll go back to Lori. Wait a second. I can't control my computer. Oh, wait, actually, I know she's here because she responded to me. I'm going to go back to Lori, and I'm going to send her that follow-up. Hi, Lori, just checking in like I promised I would. What questions do you have for me? So I told her I'd check in tomorrow, and I just checked in. Guess what I just did? I just put a deposit in the trust account. I came through on my word. And the way that that's worded, it's showing her that it was a promise, that we're friends, that I care about her. Make sense? And it's all about her. Do you have questions for me? It's not about my business. It's not about the $40 commission I might get if you buy a challenge pack. I used to tell people, do you really think I'm in this business for the $40 commission I'm going to get from your challenge pack? Well, sometimes it's more than that, but a lot of times, you're doing the sale one, right? No, I'm in this business because I want to help you transform your life. And that's why I'm going to follow up and show you how much I care. So look, I'm going to log this. Check this out. That was a Facebook message. And check it out. Set the next follow-up and set it again for tomorrow. Always set the next follow-up, okay? If you forget to set the follow-up, you can look her back up and look up bar and set that follow-up, but make sure you have her on your follow-up list for tomorrow. The next day when I get to her again, now I'm going to go back in. I'm going to go to my scripts. I'm going to get follow-up number 2, which is making sure you got my email. Check and see if you have any questions. The next day, I'm going to send follow-up number 3. Hi, Lori, I'm excited about the goals we discussed. Can't wait to get started. And then I'm going to send follow-up. Now, you guys are going to change these. You're going to say like, hey, girl, whatever. however you talk, right? But you get the idea. Just staying in touch so I can help you achieve your goals. Number 5. I hope you're doing well. I'm here when you're ready. Number 6. Now, number 6 is we're going to give them just a little nudge. Why? Because number 6 is typically where people might respond the first time. How many of you guys follow up 5 times and quit? You're missing out. Most people won't have responded at all. Now, but they're getting them. And every time they see them, they're reconnecting like, oh yeah, I need to do that. Oh yeah, I got to do that. I want to do that. But then what happens? Baby throws up on them. Dog eats something that they shouldn't eat. The dog eats the shoe, right? Whatever happens, life is happening and they're finding excuses not to act today. So this is about where they might act. And usually you'll get a great message at something like, thank you so much for staying in touch with me. You're so amazing. Oh my gosh, you're so awesome. I really appreciate it. Why are they thanking you for following up? Because they can tell that you really care, right? And you've done it in a way that's not annoying. You're showing them that you're loving on them. You're helping them. You're the only one that's helping them with this right now. That makes sense? So you keep following up. Now, do you have to follow up every single day? No. But I mean, I definitely would follow up like 3 days in a row on somebody who's interested, really excited. And then you can back it off a couple of days in between. Just keep them on your follow-up list. Every day when you go through your follow-up list, you get to them, you can decide, do you want to follow up them now? You want to set it for tomorrow, whatever. But just keep them on the follow-up list. Now, in this example, we messaged Lori. She's pretty stubborn and tough. Probably get to like 9 follow-ups, right, before I finally go into back office and see that she has bought her challenge pack, right? And she's smart. She came in as a coach. She got the best deal. So let me show you how to finish her off in the system. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to my system. You know, I'm on my dashboard. And I'm going to look Lori up. I can't spell your name today for some reason. It's so easy to spell too. All right. So there she is. Now check this out. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to log the sale because I want Teamzy to know that my activity resulted in a sale. So sale type is challenge pack. Okay, great. And I'm going to save that. All right. We're not tracking volume or anything like that. That's all in the back office. I just want you guys are going to be able to, when you do this, when you track a sale with somebody and then later track that they became a coach, it will show you ratios. You'll be able to see how you're doing as far as how many connects it takes to recruit a coach, right? It's pretty cool. Then you can predict your business better as you improve those. So now the next thing I want to do is she came in as a coach, so she's currently a prospect. So to move her, I go to member type and I just click on coach. Now she's moved over to that category. And then I'm going to click personally sponsored coach. Okay. So now I've moved her over from prospect all the way through the process. We connected, we invited, we followed up. Now she's on my team. Next time I see Lori on my list, she's going to be on the coach list. And I'll continue to connect and deepen that relationship with her. Does that make sense? I know it was a lot. Do you guys have any questions for me? I'm going to stop talking because I've been going off for a long time. But if you have any questions, now's the time to ask. Just unmute.
I have a question, but maybe like a comment and I guess your opinion. And I know that Lori and I have talked about this before, but I did the trial twice maybe. And this time I'm like really ready to commit to it. But when I first did it, I uploaded all of my Facebook contacts and I was so overwhelmed. And I know we talked about it before, Lori, but I can't remember like what you told me I should do. Like obviously don't put everybody. I don't know. I just felt like it was so much. And obviously I'm not going to, I don't know, not that I'm not going to reach out to all those people, but some of them like it's not worth my time. Yeah.
Okay, so first of all, we put only 5 at a time on the dashboard so that it's not so overwhelming. But let me show you a couple of things. If somebody comes up on your screen, you see my screen? So let's give Trey as an example. And I don't want to, we'll throw Trey under the bus. You don't want to talk to him? You can just delete him right here. Bam, I can just delete him out of my list right here. Now, but here's the thing I will tell you. For somebody to get deleted off my list, they have to they have to do something criminal to me or just be a total a-hole. Because here's the thing. I am shocked at who responds. Yeah. You don't know. You'd be surprised who responds and who doesn't. I had an acquaintance of mine, Mike, who's a real estate investor down in Birmingham, Alabama. Anybody from Alabama on this call? Anyways, maybe they don't. I messaged him. That those messages you saw, like I messaged him every 3 months. He was a 3. Every 3 months, 4 times. So what is that? That's a year. No response, nothing. I felt like such a tool when he came up and I messaged him again. Mm-hmm. But I was like, whatever. It takes me literally a second and I don't care. It's not like he's rejecting me or, you know, he can unfriend me. All of a sudden I get a message from him that says, hey, do you have time this week to jump on a call? I'd like to sign up as a coach, as a Beachbody coach, and do Body Beast and drink Shakeology. I was like, what? How does he even know what that is? The point is he was interacting with my Facebook page secretly and watching. So you just never know, right? You just never know. I had another guy who said to me, this was my favorite, and it pissed me off because I'm super sensitive. I'm like a total crybaby. My wife would tell you that I'm a total baby. He said, you know, Eric, when you were a real estate consultant, your posts were relevant to me. But now that you're a Beachbody coach, I don't find you relevant. So I hope you're not offended that I'm going to unfriend you. I was like, what a jerk, right? Because this is somebody who I've really helped a lot in the past and considered he and his wife to be friends of mine. So, and the message wasn't, would you sign up for Beachbody? It was just like, hey man, how you been? Right? So I got really mad. I showed it to my wife and she was like, what a jerk. And we both complained. And then you know what I did was I just said, screw it. I'm just going to send him, I'm going to ask him to refer other people to me, just see what happens. So I sent him a message and I said, hey, I totally understand where you're coming from. And I appreciate your honesty. But you know, if you can think of anybody that might need help with their health or fitness, would you send them my way? He goes, absolutely, Eric. In fact, so-and-so and so-and-so were just talking to me about this today. And I laughed so hard because he gave me 2 referrals as he unfriended me. And the thing is, you know, don't get overwhelmed. Just look at what is your goal. Is my goal to connect with 10 people today? Great. Who's next? Right? Just who's next? Who's the next 10 people on my list? My goal is to make their day to day, and that's it. And you just keep your focus small and don't worry about the fact that there's 20,000 people on your friends list. Just keep working it. Now, you're going to go through that list quickly and look for your favorite people, which isn't a lot of people. I mean, your favorite people is going to be like 30 or 40 people. You're going to look for them and you're going to make them 4 and 5 stars so that you see them more often. Make sense? And then everyone else, just let them flow through and just connect with them. You know what I mean?
I think that's what it was. It was going through all of them and like thinking of like what star to put. And I was like, oh my God, this is way too many people. I can't do this.
Yeah, just leave them all as 3s. And then you can go through your list quickly. Anybody that's a turkey, you can demote. And anyone that you love, you can promote. And just leave everybody else a 3. Yeah. Does that make sense? Because 90 days is actually really good. People that you're just kind of an acquaintance with, 90 days is a good amount of time to connect with them without it being weird. Like, why do you keep messaging me? But what happens is, again, every time you message them, that's nice, and they get on your page and they start feeling like they're part of your story. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And then the more they feel a part of your story, the closer they are to getting involved and telling other people about it. And it's just random how people will, I'm sure you guys have probably already experienced this, where suddenly you're tagged on somebody else's page because there's a discussion about health and fitness. And somebody who's watching you wants you to be in this conversation because they want you to help somebody, you know, it's awesome. So anyways, get in there, Amber, and do it again.
I'm ready this time.
You'll have fun with it. And Teamzy is a lot better now than it was when you did it before. First of all, like your friends list comes in cleaner, doesn't bring in unfriended and deleted people anymore. It doesn't create duplicates if you re-import them. You can send emails directly from your Gmail account from inside Teamzy, which is awesome. The scripts weren't there before. You can do that. Like, there's just so many things that work. Teamzy, Barbie Kalev put 20,000 customers in Teamzy and broke it for about 3 hours. Now Teamzy can handle unlimited contacts. It can scroll through them. Like, you can scroll through a list that big instantly. So you got to be grateful for people that like break stuff. So for you, like, you know, if you got overwhelmed by your Facebook list, just remember there are people. It's a good problem to have, right?
Can you, you said you can bring them in through Facebook. Can you bring them in through your email?
You can bring an email list, but you have to have a name. Teamzy will create contact without a name. People will try to import email lists that don't have names or just email addresses. You need to actually have a name, otherwise it'll ignore them. We want people in there. But yeah, you can put email lists. Teamzy doesn't do like bulk email blasts.
Right.
We've looked at doing that, toyed with it a few times, but we haven't done it because we know that the focus being on connecting with people one-on-one is really where the magic happens in this business. You get a 50% response rate one-on-one versus a 1 to 2% response rate on bulk email campaigns, right? So we may eventually add that in there, but for now it's just one-on-one emails that send. Now, what's the cool thing that you can do is you can create invite emails and save them as scripts. So if someone says, hey, I want it, you're talking to them about whatever new program, you can have that email saved and be like, invite email out, and it's all set with your links and everything. That's the way I always did it. I had one for every single program, and they were saved in there. So if I wanted to send somebody an email, like if they were interested in a particular program, I just changed the name, and it had all the links and everything was good to go. Just got to get more and more and more efficient so you can talk to more people without it taking over your life. Make sense? Yeah. Okay, action steps, real quick, and then we'll tie it up because we've been talking a long time. I forgot about this last thing. Action steps. All right, you already saw this one. Here's your action steps. Get your 30-day free trial, you guys. Go to teamzy.com, get your 30-day free trial. Do it again if it's, if you're third time's a charm. Okay, then get your 30-day success partner to do the trial with you. So if you already have a success partner, use your success partner. But if you don't, get a 30-day one for someone on the team. You want somebody that has, about the same ambition and drive as you. It doesn't matter what rank they are, but you want somebody that will have the same ambition and drive. For 30 days, you guys are going to do the free trial together, and every day you're going to screenshot your completed dashboard and message that to your partner. Okay, just the accountability would be awesome. Now I'm going to also give you guys a 5-day challenge because some of you need like the 3-day refresh before you can do the ultimate reset, right? So for 5 days, here's an additional challenge. With your success partner in 5 days in a row, like 5 consecutive days, I want you to connect with 100 people over those 5 days. So that's an average of 20 people per day. But you got to do it 5 days in a row. And it can be any combo of prospects, customers, and coaches. The reason I'm challenging you guys to the 5-day challenge is because you will feel what the momentum feels like. The relationship momentum that you create feels like. And I hope that it becomes like an addictive high, because then your business will be cranking all the time. Does that make sense? Okay, so I'm like a dealer. I'm hoping to get you hooked with the 5-day. Who's up for the 5-day challenge? Come on. Once you show your friends your hand, now you're accountable. Okay, so make sure you guys do that. Use the 30-day free trial. Get the most out of it. Okay, when the 30 days are up, it's $29.99 a month to keep Teamzy, which is less than the commission on one Shakeology order. If you guys go crush this for a month, that won't be an issue. I hope that's not an issue for you. I want you guys to be super successful and use this and start creating some momentum in your business. Make sense? Okay. All right, so I've been on the line with you guys a long time. You guys are on the East Coast, ready to go to bed. If you don't have any more questions, I will just say thank you for having me. God bless and have an awesome night.
Thank you. That was so awesome. I mean, even if you don't use Teamzy or you're going to do the trial, I mean, you always give such good information about the whole process. So thank you.
Thanks for having me, you guys. You guys have an awesome leader. I'm excited to be here. This is like the 1-year anniversary almost, right? Or even more so, because you're one of the first teams that I spoke to when we launched Teamzy.
I know.
So, and we just hit a milestone. We're going to break 30,000 Teamzy users this month, which is pretty cool.
Wow.
So, thank you guys for being here to support us in the beginning, and we're excited to keep going and helping you guys grow your business.
Well, put me in your Teamzy update to contact me next year at this time. We'll just do it every year.
Sounds good.
All right. Thank you. Bye, Eric.